gentlemen, turn your speakers up. It's time for the On the Mark Wrestling Podcast. A podcast discussing all things AEW and WWE. Oh yeah! Let's meet the hosts. First, a man hailing from the hub city in Indiana. He goes by @2SweetKyle on Twitter. The host, Kyle Gagliardi. And your co-host, hailing from the valley of Lake Tahoe. He goes by @JimTuck89 on Twitter. Jim Tucker. And last but not least, hailing from the cornfield somewhere in Indiana, the full-time part-timer, Ian Garavaglia. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram @PodOnTheMark.
What is going on, everyone? You're listening to the On the Mark Wrestling Podcast, hosted by the Marks, for the Marks, and I'm your host, Mr. OTM Kyle Gagliardi. And joining me, as always, is the full-time part-timer himself, Ian Garavaglia. Ian, what's up, dog?
What's up, dog? My brain is fried. I have been doing online training for the entire week, and I got big exam tomorrow. Huge exam, but... Anyways, yeah, my brain's fried. Got a workout in. I did not just hop out of the shower. I should say I did just hop out of the shower. I'm not sweaty. I'm wet.
Don't let people know that you stink, and also let people know that we do have a third co-host today, but it's not Jim Tucker.
Correct. Yeah, it's the guy that's behind the scenes. He actually does kind of tune in pretty much every single week, but except for last week. But that's beyond the point. But that's our producer. His name's Bert. Hey, Bert.
Hey, Bert. How's it going?
Where was I last week?
Yeah, what were you doing? Was
you
it
had one of those baby things?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's up with that, man? How's it being a two-time confirmed sex haver?
I do have a tiny human. It's good. It's good. Lots of or lack thereof sleep. But took my 2-month leave off of work, so now I'm not working. So basically, I'm just at home helping out with the kids, doing stuff around the house. So living a dream, minus not having more than 4 hours of sleep at night.
You're living your dream. I don't know if it's my dream right now. I couldn't handle it.
Listen, nightmares are dreams too. Okay?
This is true. It still counts, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we're here to talk about Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown.
Just really quick, before we talk about that wrestling.
We're not going to talk about wrestling a lot.
No, yeah, well, I know we kind of do that every week. I noticed your hat, and funny enough,
how about that, bitch? Oh, yeah, let's go. It's rivalry week here at the podcast.
So, funny enough, the instructor for that online class I was just bitching about, actually, he was also a Packers fan, and he let us know. He's a huge Packers fan, so I grabbed the hat and put that on for the entire training. It's one of those weeks.
It is one of those weeks, and it's not just the Packers. I think at least one of you can agree with me that we got the Hoosiers tomorrow night as well in the college football playoff. The college football playoffs are happening as we are recording right now, and we even got Dirk Vogus stopping by in the house. What did he have to say there? I got to read it out loud. I have
you do.
to.
No, you have to read it.
It says, no, I'm not reading that. Happy birthday to Elvis. But Dirk, that's a great name.
Interesting.
What the hell just happened?
Did it not work?
Anybody named Dirk sounds like a stand-up individual.
What a name, right? Dirk Van Fleet.
We're on to a horrible fucking.
We got it.
We're on to a horrible fucking start today, folks. And I apologize, but I don't know what happened there.
It's a glitch.
We're righting the ship.
Yeah, this is what happens when Tuck's not here. Tuck's in Ohio. He's actually kind of nearby. He's in Junkies land. The Junkies are from Ohio, obviously, Cincinnati area. So I don't know what he's doing out there. I'm assuming it's some coaching stuff, right, Ian? Isn't that what he's doing?
Yeah. It's
Tucker Talks Turf stuff, maybe?
I think it's a coaching stuff. It might be content related, but I don't know.
Yeah, he's doing some great stuff with Tucker Talks Turf. It's not just the wrestling podcast that we do. We all have our different ventures. All three of us even Twitch stream from time to time. So if you want to check us out, you could probably follow us on our socials and find all that information. But speaking of the socials, guys, if you're not following us at Pod on the Mark, you're not going to stay up to date with what's going on with the show, because the show is not always at this time. We try to make it at this time every single week. Like next week, we have a wonderful interview with Sam Beal, who is going to be a part of Warrior Wrestling's Ice Cold. We are the official podcast of that event happening next Friday from Half Acre Brewery. Ian, I'm very excited to work another Warrior show with you. We got our business cards ready to go, and we'll have a table and everything set up. It's going to be interesting.
It's going to be it was really fun trying to explain to my boss on why I was putting in PTO for a Friday. I said, well, it's kind of like my other job, but I don't get paid for it, but it's like my other job, my fun job. But yeah, no, we're going to try to get some interviews out there, maybe put them on like the little TikTok page, maybe.
Yeah, we're going to try to shoot some content. I got 2 mini microphones over here. We do know, obviously, Sam Beal. We will have that conversation with him here on the podcast. That will be next week, OTM episode 276. But we're also going to run into a former guest, Big Trouble Ben Bishop, who has a matchup against the Murder Hawk Lance Archer. Ian, that's another guy you're a big fan of. So 2 big meaty men bumping meat at Ice Cold. How about that?
I love it because Lance Archer was my first love in pro wrestling. Kyle, you know that. Big meaty man, and also a pretty cool guy backstage. Huge football fan.
Yeah, and maybe we'll even get to meet Bandito, like Kind said. We got to get some pictures with these guys. We're not that big of marks when we're backstage. We don't. Yeah, but now that we are the official sponsor, Brett, I think it's okay if I go up to a wrestler and ask for a picture, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's for promotional purposes and things like that. I mean, that's just part of the gig.
Yeah, that's
well,
what you
and
gotta
also
do.
like they're gonna hear that we're the On the Mark podcast. Like we're marks. We're not ashamed of that.
Yeah. There's a reason why we do the
term.
podcast.
Yeah. There is a reason why we do the podcast, and yes,
sorry, we're actually not wrestling fans. We just fucking talk wrestling. So,
well, Brett, you would assume that most people don't like wrestling because most of the content you see is negative.
Well, yeah, I mean that's it.
Well, we're gonna have our critiques today.
Every entertainment industry has that. So,
wear some lanyards and look more official. I don't think we need to do that. We just got the merch. That's good enough, right?
Love the merch. Should I wear a suit?
No, don't wear a suit. But if you want to be like us, get yourself some hoodies or T-shirts. Because my job's in limbo right now. I'm going to keep it real with you. If you guys didn't see my post, a lot of things are in question over here in my world. So it is not free to do these episodes. So the best way to support us, obviously, is liking and subscribing and sharing our episodes. But if you do want to get some merch, and it's the winter time still, so get yourself a hoodie, get yourself a beanie. What else do we got, Ian?
I kind of blanked out. We have a hat. We have a snapback hat. I don't know if you mentioned that. We have some tapestry, which is actually behind you. If you want to,
that'll be making the trip with us. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that'll be coming with us. It'll be on the table. We can maybe if we have extra business cards, we could throw it on there for limited stock. We'll sign them. Actually, that'd be really difficult.
Yeah, we would need a white Sharpie, I think, for that.
Well, I think it's more the issue of we all live nowhere close to each other.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Dirk, we're going to save Monday Night Raw for the back half of this show.
We'll talk about that.
We're definitely going to talk about the build-up because that seems to be a common complaint with people, at least on the Monday Night Raw side of things. But things did change in WWE. They went back to the 3-hour format on Friday Night Smackdown, and things kicked off in an interesting way. You had The Miz come out and interrupt things as they were hyping up the 3-hour special. But then the Vipers music hit. Randy Orton returns, hits the RKO on The Miz. Just your classic return of Randy Orton to let him know that, hey, the big dog's back in the men's division. Now, Ian, my question to you is, Randy obviously is in the back end of his career. I would assume he's probably got, at most, 5 years left. Do you still think Randy Orton is a main eventer in this company?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, especially now, the way that WWE operates, it doesn't really matter how good you are in the ring, necessarily, to be a main event, caliber. That's not a bash on WWE. That's just how it works. Whatever gets the most attention, whoever the fans appreciate the most, and Randy Orton's one of them, you could put a title on him, and people are going to tune in to watch him. So, Randy Orton's never going to have a bad match.
No. He is, they say it all the time. He's the prototypical pro wrestler. If you were to build it from the ground up, that's Randy Orton. He's the perfect pro wrestler. But, Brett, I really think that the WWE needs to capitalize on Cody Rhodes being champion right now and potentially run that program that we've all been waiting for between Randy and Cody with the title involved. Is that something that would interest you?
Yeah, I mean that goes back to the legacy days for me, especially when I was originally watching. So that's something that I always thought was kind of the end goal, or at some point was going to happen, and instead they just keep beating the fucking dead horse that is Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes. But yeah, I think Orton is going to be a main eventer until the day he retires. His physicality, his storytelling, not only in promos but in the ring as well, are phenomenal, and obviously fans love him. I mean, the pop that he got just from the RKO was the biggest pop of that whole segment. So you got to keep running with it, and if you can put gold around Randy's waist again, I would make him, what, a 15-time world champion?
I believe
if I'm not mistaken. So.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't hate it. I think that'd be something that would make things a little bit more interesting, at least in that title scene, because outside of that, what do you got?
You got nothing right now, and I think we all would be in agreement saying that Cody's probably going to retain tomorrow night against Drew McIntyre in that match. At least that's what I'm guessing, because I don't see them taking the title off Cody until WrestleMania, guys, and that might upset some people.
All I have to add on to the Drew and Cody situation is, please stop.
Well, you can't really stop it if you have Drew win, because wouldn't, Cody have to get his rematch? I know they don't typically do that nowadays.
I guess, yeah. So I hope Cody retains and this ends, because everything about it feels so forced, and at least to me, I know there are some, last Friday segment, awesome. I think that was a good way to kind of revamp what they already have established, but when they were trying for months and months to get this table spot over for a feud, and that was pretty much the feud. But
they're doing
it's spiced up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yes, correct.
It's the same circle with Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes. It's like, it's stale. Up, Drew does something that pisses Cody off, and then they have a match, and Cody wins. And it's like,
Brett, we were there for the start. They had that match at WrestlePalooza.
Yeah.
That was in October, wasn't it?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, yes, programs are going to go on for 3 to 4 months, but it gets to this point where it's just so stale that people can't buy into Drew McIntyre anymore. And it kind of ruins Drew McIntyre going forward, because this is a guy that carried COVID. I mean, he was the top guy when we had to deal with all that pandemic bullshit. But he never really has gotten back to that point. Sure, he's been in matches, but it's frustrating as somebody that understands Drew McIntyre and appreciates Drew McIntyre.
Well, and it kind of sucks having this conversation, because we talked for so long. I remember the conversations of when are they going to push Drew to that main event scene. He's gotten there. It's just what he had already on the table with Cody with that title is like, okay, let's try to tell some kind of story, and it's not working, and they're still trying to force feed it, which sucks, because Drew is fantastic. He is an awesome character and really good in the ring. It's just... It's hard to complain when we were also complaining about him not getting the push, but yeah, I don't know.
Brett, pull up that comment real quick. Yeah, I think this is actually something I would like to see, what Kine just brought up. He says, I feel like it's going to be Oba versus Drew at WrestleMania. All starts at the Rumble. Maybe they have some kind of altercation in the Rumble match itself. Brett, that's something I wouldn't mind seeing, and it's just unfortunate, though, because then you're putting Drew in another tough spot, because you're not going to have Oba Femi lose the feud to Drew.
Yeah, you're going to put Oba over. So it's like you can't – I don't know. I mean, you can obviously do it.
they might.
Would it be a really good match and probably a really good situation, at least in terms of fan build? Sure. But yeah, it doesn't – for me at the moment doesn't make sense. Again, is Drew going to need something after the Cody Rhodes stuff? Absolutely. You've got to have him on TV. You've got to, because he is one of the best wrestlers in.
Dude, you know what he needs? Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
It just popped in my head. I think he needs to be like the head of a stable, like a heel group. He is a head guy, like a big bad, and I don't know who you could put with him. And I know a lot of people speculated Gallus before they were released, and they never got the call up. I mean, hell, I know they're busy right now, but Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate are doing that goofy Americano shit. You put them with Drew McIntyre as serious killers, I think you could have something there. But that's a lot of damage control with the Americano gimmick.
Yeah, and the tag team division is so...
I was going to bring that up. I don't even... Especially the Raw tag teams.
Yeah.
What are we doing? But SmackDown,
Well, that's dying too because Tommaso Ciampa's not even in the company anymore. So there goes DIY.
Yeah,
Gargano did have a good match with Carmelo.
Yeah, we will talk about that in a little bit, which was probably the match of the week. But we talk about new faces returning. There was another old face that returned by the name of Matt Cardona. The music hit Woo Woo Woo. We thought it was Zack Ryder. No, the complete Matt Cardona has officially re-signed, I guess you could say, with WWE. And it's crazy because, Ian, this is a guy that we have gotten the chance to work with at Warrior Wrestling. You got to light off the pyro after one of his main events, so we got to see the fruits of his labor. He really went all in on the indie run, became the indie god, reinvented himself, and he earned that contract back again. I think this is a really cool story here with Matt Cardona returning.
Yeah, it is. It's just really weird that they just kind of flopped Zack Ryder returning. And I was just imagining the conversations backstage where Matt was probably like, hey, I need my name. I don't care what I'm taking away from it. If it's copyright, I need my name because they're not going to appreciate Zack Ryder anymore. It's not me anymore. And what they have with Matt Cardona is a lot different of a character instead of you have to be almost a comedian act, and which is Zack Ryder, which sucks. I mean, looking back on it, he was.
Zack Ryder was great, though. We loved Zack Ryder back.
I loved 10 years ago, by the way.
I that was one of my first WWE shirts I bought was a Zack Ryder shirt. Man, he was red hot in 2011.
Oh, it was like 15 years. Oh, that's sad.
Yeah,
That's
that makes
scary.
us feel a little older, doesn't it, Brett?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that. Well, I just had another kid, so if anything makes me feel old, it's the fact that I'm a father of two-time sex haver, confirmed.
But this is a good signing for SmackDown because with them going back to the 3-hour format, you obviously have to get some new blood into the division. And Brett, I think Matt Cardona is a solid mid-card piece for the WWE.
Yeah, bringing a guy who's done it before, who's been doing it for a long time, at a pretty good level, I think is what you need. And the 3 hours, I will go back.
It's not for you.
It's not for me, but you're right. I mean, you have to have more talent because you're not going to exhaust all of your prime talent, right, if you will, or main event talent in the middle of the card. It doesn't make sense to do that or to stretch it out. So, yeah, bringing a guy like Cardona in and letting him kind of be a focal point of the middle card, maybe
the veteran of the mid card,
right? Maybe challenge for a mid card title at some point, but yeah, no, I think it's good. The match itself was okay. But
it wasn't a great match.
It's good to see him back, though. It is, especially with how, like you mentioned, how hard he's been working outside in the indies and all that. I mean, he is everywhere, was everywhere, and now he's finally back into WWE, which is great for him.
No doubt. Self-made superstar indeed. And don't be surprised if you get a little bit of Matt Cardona and Chelsea Green on your television screen, too, because we obviously know that they're married in real life. And, Ian, they got to do some work together at GCW shows that we went to. So we've seen it before. It's entertaining.
Oh, we've seen it all.
We've seen it all. And when I say all, I'm going to leave it at that, people. But it's
Hello.
GCW, So connect the dots there.
Hello.
But the funny thing is, with this Matt Cardona return, that wasn't even the most viral part of the match. It was Kit Wilson's theme song that is taking over TikTok, Instagram Reels. Kit Wilson. Come on, guys, get into it. I know you're not with me on this?
Nope, I'm out.
No, you're out on Kit Wilson's theme song.
It strikes that certain part of my brain where I'm like, ooh, stop, get it off my screen.
It definitely doesn't seem like something up Bert's alley.
I was uncomfortable.
It's really tough.
So if I did a TikTok dancing to it, you'd be uncomfortable.
If I found it in your drafts, I would probably beat the hell out of you. It'd be.
Well, you're a little far away, so we're good.
You know how late I drive. I'll make it up there.
And he does know where I live.
I know exactly where you live.
The funny thing is, I don't even know
how
where
to pick
Ian
a lock.
lives. I don't even know where Ian lives now, so I can't even threaten Ian. But I can't threaten him with this. Go Pack Go, baby. It's rivalry week. I had to get that in. I'm not saying you're gonna win or lose. I'm just saying go Pack Go. You could say bear down. That's
Bear
fine.
down. You said it. You said it.
Yeah.
He did.
In a sentence. Yeah.
The Bears. The Bears.
Oh, Kine said he's got one in his draft. Should he release it? That's
That
your tag
doesn't
partner.
surprise me. Oh, look at this. Look at this.
Oh, look who decided to
Look at
show
these-
up.
Look at this guy.
We were talking about you guys earlier. We were ice cold over here. Gosh, we're thinking about Sam Beal. We're going to have a conversation with him. It's going to be great. Warrior Wrestling, thanks for stopping by. Great to see you guys in the chat. But not just Matt Cardona, not just Randy Orton on SmackDown. There is more SmackDown talent coming up. Trick Williams, who has made a name for himself the past couple years in NXT, made a huge impact, guys. Brett, I want to go to you first because obviously you're someone that doesn't watch NXT like me. At least Ian knows a little bit about NXT. Yeah. Trick Williams has had this meteoric rise of sorts in the last couple of years. The crowd gets into his theme, and you even saw it there on the main roster. The crowd was engaging in the theme song. They knew who he was. So a lot of the time, they don't know who these NXT call-ups are. Trick Williams seems like a guy that's going to be positioned well on SmackDown. What do you think?
Hey, listen, he's a combination of MJ, Mike Tyson, and Michael Jackson, right? So, and those are his words. So, I think it's great. You're bringing in the young talent, especially the talent that is making a name for itself even outside of NXT, right? So you don't hear that very often.
TNA when you got as well.
These guys in TNA. So when you're hearing these guys' names circulating, and it's very similar to the MLB pipeline, right? When you hear guys' names, maybe you've never seen them play or never seen them wrestle in this case, but you're like, you're hearing great things about them, and it's the same thing. It's the same thing with Trick here. It's like, and I've seen a few matches, and I'm like, okay, I like his raw talent. I like how athletic he is. So I think it's great add to the SmackDown roster. I think it's great to have new blood just in general. I think that's been the biggest problem for the WWE in the last couple of years is they weren't bringing these guys up, and it's like now is the time to do that with the 3-hour time slot. And I think it's great to kind of start them off with the program with Zayn potentially.
Yeah, Sami Zayn is a great first program for Trick Williams. I don't know who comes out of that program winning, but Trick Williams is one of those guys that wins and losses don't really matter with him because he's going to be over no matter what. But, Brett, if you can pull up Kind's last comment, I want to propose this to Ian because he knows a little bit about this history. Now with Carmelo Hayes, who has the U.S. title, is this something that you would like to see? Maybe an open challenge that Trick and Carmelo can run it back right away?
Well, I was going to say, I do love that idea. However, I look back, watch the promo of Trick coming out, and the promo between him and Sammy was money. Absolutely perfect. Because I was a little bit concerned with Trick, at least earlier on. I have not been watching him in TNA or NXT recently. I don't even know if he's in NXT or was.
No, not anymore. He was, but not anymore, obviously.
So, and I was a little bit concerned on, okay, he's got the catchphrase, and I know a little bit about his character. He's cocky a little bit, but that's about it. What he opened up with and what Sammy retorted with on, you are just cocky, you are good, but you need to be humbled. That whole entire storyline is absolutely perfect for a guy that, Trick looked like $1 million. He looked like a superstar, looks like a megastar, especially when you compare him to a simple guy like Sami Zayn. And again, we know how good Sami Zayn is, but Trick he has that aura to him. And I know that's not the right word to really use in wrestling or what you want to hear, but looked like $1 million, and he delivered. Every sentence or every single word that he spoke, I listened to attentively on what is your goal, and it is going straight for the world title. And I believed him. I 100% believed him. I said, yeah, I could see that. This feud between Sammy and Trick, I think, could be money, but I don't think that is where they're going to go long term. I think this is just kind of the entry with Sammy.
I do too. Yeah.
I would say Sammy goes over because I think there's some big plans for Sammy this year. Hint, hint, wink, wink. But I think if you fall to Trick losing and then going for an open challenge for Melo, obviously there's a huge story there. The issue is, like Bert, you don't know that whole backstory. Neither do 90% of the people watching SmackDown. So you can't say 100% that feud is going to work on today's WWE SmackDown.
Clip that because that is a great reasoning right there. I totally agree. I think Sami Zayn, he's probably going to go over in this feud, but if you have a couple matches, Trick can still get a win in one of those matches and be all right. Trick Williams has a star written all over him, and he proved it there. It's really key in wrestling to make a statement on your debut. You look back to the John Cena debut for one. Ruthless aggression. People are going to be talking about that Trick Williams debut. They really are, because this is a guy to keep an eye on for sure. So SmackDown's totally reloading. A lot of things are changing, including the U.S. title flipping back to Julia, which is, I think, is... what's that?
Just one more thing I wanted to say about Trick. This is going to sound, in today's world of wrestling, what we know now, it's going to sound a little shitty of me, but Kyle, I know you're going to understand. what Trick came out with right there, that character reminded me of peak Velveteen Dream. And I know that's one of those redacted names, but in my eyes, I was like, this guy looks like a stud. But anyway, I know.
In terms of flamboyance and charisma, I can see the comparison for sure. But Trick definitely has his own. Well, that too, yeah. And you got to have an ego. If you're a new kid on the block, you got to make a statement and differentiate yourself somehow. And Trick Williams is doing that. And I think Carmelo Hayes is going to do that now that he's the U.S. champion. But going back to the U.S. title on the women's side of things, Julia defeated Chelsea Green. Match was solid. You know, Chelsea Green matches aren't going to be crazy. She's more used as the comedic aspect. But Julia getting that title back, Ian, I think was necessary because the win, she got called up, man. There was nothing to it. There was no aura, no reaction whatsoever. And I think maybe putting this title back on her can give her something to dive into.
Well, I got news for you. I feel the exact opposite way.
Okay. Wow. Yeah.
They should not have taken that title off Chelsea Green because
really?
Julia winning that title, they tried to make it a big deal. No one gave a shit.
You're right.
I mean, nothing has changed since she has lost the title, and no one else cares anymore about Julia. No one wanted her to really win the title. It's not that we hate her. It's just like,
no.
Why do we care? Chelsea Green at least she's got the, I don't know what she
Secret
calls
Hervis.
Secret Hervis. Entertaining. You know for a fact when you see that U.S. title, you have Chelsea Green cutting a funny promo or having fun with that title, and that's not a bad thing for a mid-card title. Now, if it's a main title, it's like, okay, you don't want to be comedic, but also Chelsea Green has good matches with everybody. It's not like she's selective and crippled by her in-ring ability. I don't like the decision.
That's fair, but I want to counter that by saying I think that this could mean bigger things for Chelsea. I think Chelsea might even be on the radar for a Rumble win. You saw it on WWE Unreal the first season. They pitched it last year, Chelsea Green being a surprise Rumble winner. So the thought has crossed WWE's mind before in recent history. Listen, I know Chelsea Green has been used as more of the comedic style as of late in WWE, but if you give her a Rumble win, Brett, I think I could take Chelsea Green as a serious main eventer.
I think in the short term, sure. I don't know. I don't know long term. Just for plans down the road, whether they are going to put her with her husband, because I think that would probably be the best route for them. But could she hold it? Could she hold her own? Absolutely. I think she's talented in the ring. I think she's very athletic. It can work well with anybody. But yeah, I think it would be exciting to see her win, but with the amount of talent that they have on the women's side of things, really on both ends, it's like, okay, let's keep pushing Chelsea Green, but then it's like, where does it go? Where do you see a feud happening that really takes off? Right. It's like what is going to bring that entertainment value to what she would be able to do coming off of a Rumble win? How much higher can she get as who she is now, right?
That's a fair point.
Secret Hervis.
No, I see what you're saying because she's organically gotten over with this current gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
I will say her winning the Rumble would really fit today's WWE kind of matchmaking. Bert, you were asking the right questions on, okay, what's next? What do you get after it? But there was a lot of stuff that should have had a what's next, a.k.a. John Cena's heel turn, didn't have a what's next, and they just kind of went back, and everyone was okay with it. I mean, the more I'm thinking about it, it would make sense. I wouldn't hate for Chelsea Green to win the Royal Rumble, mainly because
it's an option.
You have all these stars too, and everybody's gonna be looking at a Rhea Ripley, at an EO. There are so many people that are like
Stephanie Becker, Liv Morgan. You're looking at
there's Raquel, who's heating up now.
A loaded women's. So
all right, my lights are flickering on and off. So if I lose power, and you know what happened, I'm just warning you now. This doesn't happen very often. Yeah, they are flickering in here. So if you don't see Mr. OTM, the power went out. But Kind says, I don't think she's a main event star or world champ. She's perfect in the mid card as her annoying character who's a coward at times. She's going to sit there for now. See, I think she can be a main eventer. I think if they gave her the ball, she could do it. But Julia, man, what Kind was saying is right, and what you're saying is right too, Ian. She gets no reactions whatsoever. Nobody dislikes Julia, but you need people to dislike Julia because she's being presented as a heel. But why do people want to hate Julia right now? Give me one reason why we should dislike Julia.
None.
Exactly. If anything, we were all probably rooting for Chelsea Green in that match, but I guarantee you internally they both are listed as heels. Which is another thing I hate. I hate when, and I'm old-fashioned, I hate doing heel versus heel, face versus face. For me, it doesn't work. I don't know if you guys have an opinion on that.
No, I mean, it works at times.
Tournaments.
Yeah, well, it's not even that. It's really the issue of you need to have some kind of, like, it's kind of like a movie. Like a Thanos. Thanos is one of the worst villains of all time, but he had a good cause. He had that, I want to save the universe by splitting the world in half, the population. Awful. It is absolutely awful to do, but he has
I don't know. I kind of like that idea now.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea nowadays.
He had a point.
He had a point. But yeah, you have to have that little twinge on the audience can kind of almost see both sides in a way, even if it's like literally a murderer. But you'd be like, I can see why it a little.
So you're telling WWE that Julia needs to murder someone, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Honestly, Julia should just be a killer backstage.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Just start attacking people. Like,
Kill somebody.
Kiana James, and no disrespect to Kiana James, she adds nothing to this. Nothing. And that might sound negative to some people, but I think it's true. Kind said, when I went to WWE Live and she was there versus Selena, both got no pop. Everyone was silent, but a few people, it's quite sad. And I think another reason why no pop for Zelina Vega is just terrible theme songs that change every week.
Yeah.
Like Johnny got a new theme song. We'll get to that in a couple minutes.
And another thing too is just like the promo and kind of script writing, say it word for word, bar for bar. That doesn't work for a lot of talent. Like I'm sure Chelsea Green has a lot of like say in what she says. Like,
Creative liberties, yeah.
They're in the WWE and a professional wrestler for a reason. I feel like everybody should be giving that leniency on, okay, go do your thing, prove why you are here, because we taught you how to make up words from the beginning. And also give them the promo time. That would probably help too.
Yeah, like we don't need a million commercials. We don't need to promote Wingstop or anything like that. But
I like it.
Wingstop is good. But you know what is good also on SmackDown was the Carmelo Hayes versus Johnny Gargano Open Challenge matchup. See, this is the stuff I love about the mid-card titles. You can create open challenges like this, and it creates opportunities for guys, which Johnny Gargano, we touched on it earlier, now doesn't have Tommaso Ciampa. Tommaso Ciampa is leaving WWE. So the mid-card scene on SmackDown, Brett, to me, basically looks like all these former NXT champions fighting for the mid-card title, which honestly isn't a bad thing because, as you know, NXT, that talent is high work rate. Like Carmelo Hayes, you saw it here in that match with Johnny Gargano. Johnny Gargano had some of the best matches in the 2010s. So if this is the direction they are going for this mid-card title, I think we're eating good on Friday Night SmackDown.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, obviously, neither of them disappointed us. They're both extremely capable of stealing the show, which, again, I think this was, at least for me, was probably the best match of the night. And they're living up to their potential. I think that's the biggest thing, right? You always get, like I mentioned earlier, you get the hype. You hear about these guys, and then sometimes they come in and their promos aren't great, and they get buried.
Or they get booked as shit, yeah.
Right, and then you just forget about them. These guys have been great, whether it's been in tag team action, solo action. They're fun, fast paced. They had some awesome spots. The slingshot spear that Gargano does is just awesome. Every time I see it, I'm like, I love that move. It's one of my favorite moves. So
yeah, like what kind of saying, kind of going off of what you're saying, and you already know that I would agree with this because Gargano's one of my favorite wrestlers. Yep. He's a baller, and he doesn't get opportunities, and I'm worried now that he lost this match. He's just going to go back and be nothing, Ian.
And I wouldn't be shocked if that were to happen, especially with Ciampa leaving now, because... Well, I mean, again, we're speculating that he's leaving. That's
there's no facts to that.
So, I mean, if he's gone, he's gone. But it does kind of leave Gargano in a weird spot where he's still obviously fantastic at wrestling. I wish we could say that we could throw Gargano out with every single person on the roster every single week in a singles match, but that's not going to happen.
Well, what do you think about this? Jay Gold proposed this on the night shift because we talked about the influx of NXT talent getting called up, leaving a hole in NXT. What if they go back to the well and start bringing down talent and Johnny gets another NXT run?
I would love it.
That's kind of what I was thinking. That was my thought.
With Candace, though, is the question.
I feel like Candace has got to get pushed into the women's division at this point. No.
She was for
been there
a
for
little
a while.
bit. Yeah, I was going
I
to say,
know,
they
but like-
tried pushing her with the speed title, but now the speed
Yeah.
title's a part of NXT, so
I
it
was
doesn't
just gonna
matter.
Say, unless they bring her back down into NXT with them.
They
and
could.
They go that
They
route.
live there.
Yeah. So
They're from that area, so I mean, if that's the direction, we would love it. I'm sure Johnny would say yes because he's a company man, but this was WWE's best match of the week, and this just goes to prove that if you put these guys on TV, you put them in a predominant spot, people are going to care.
I will say, sorry, I'm bringing up this comment.
Yeah.
This is the first one I've done. Kai brings up a good point that I didn't even know the head writer used to
Yeah,
do
they
NXT.
changed.
Cool. Awesome. But also, you have to think you have 10,000 fans that are probably casual. I would imagine 20% of them don't watch weekly. I mean, that's just being realistic. We're hosting a podcast. We're a part of the 0.001% of wrestling fans.
Oh, there's
We're
a
all
lot of
talking
podcasters out there. A lot of people think that because you have
Point-
money, you could buy the equipment.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
you
that's
get a
true.
microphone and a camera.
Good
Like,
Lord.
sort of
That's another... I could go on a whole rant. Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're fine. The issue with... I see what you're saying, Kine. Yes, absolutely. It was what I was talking about earlier. It's like, I wish we could throw Gargano out there and show how good he is in the ring, but the general audience is not going to care. They're
Yeah,
not going to be
You're right.
going to a show in their local town because Gargano is going to be wrestling that night.
No.
It's not how
No.
wrestling works anymore. Not how WWE works anymore.
It's who's on the... Yeah, who's on the marquee, who's in the video packages.
Well, it's a lot of that, and it's not. They're putting entertainment over wrestling.
Oh, 100%.
right?
That's WWE now.
It's what is most entertaining, and what is more catching to the fans. And if the fans aren't catching on to Gargano's character, and which again, no fault of his own, right? They're not building him, so it's like, how do you get behind a guy that is not getting a push or not getting a build of any kind of way? So, I again love him as a wrestler. Unfortunately, the fans don't get behind him because there's just nothing to get behind. What?
Well, stop changing his fucking theme song. They brought back his old heel theme song again, which brought back memories, but just some consistency would be great with these superstars that you have on the main roster that are relatively new. Because, I mean, it goes back to the Royal Rumble. I remember when that tag match happened. You guys were both there. The crowd was completely dead. They just didn't care because majority of the people buying tickets to a WWE show nowadays are casuals. They only care about Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, and the big names like that. It's
Jey
true.
Uso. Jey Uso,
Well,
too.
that was the Rumble too, though.
But
Like,
let them have fun with Jey Uso. That Jey Uso stuff doesn't bother
know.
me. I don't know why
Honestly.
people get bothered by him. It's just the internet that hates when people have fun, like with
Correct.
Kit Wilson's theme song. Kit
Okay.
No,
Wilson.
no, they got a point there.
No, we're not making that work.
No.
Point.
Hey, you guys ready for 3 stages of hell tomorrow, though? Because we got one regular match, a falls count anywhere, and a steel cage. That doesn't sound like hell to me, boys.
I tell you what, I could think of a 3 stages of hell match that was a hell of a lot better than what this is going to be. But I'm not going to say it.
Yeah, we can't say the promotion.
I
Yeah, we
can't
can't
say
say
the
that promotion
here.
Yeah.
But
Don't say it.
But yeah, I said it earlier. We're beating the dead horse.
Don't say that, kind. Don't say that.
Drew McIntyre losing and being put into this black hole
I was
of
gonna say-
what the hell do we do with Drew McIntyre? And then Cody will just go on and live his life. Like I couldn't be less interested in this, to be completely honest. I think the promo was okay. Again,
That was great, I thought.
like I said, it's a vicious circle, right? Where it's like all of a sudden Drew does something that really pisses Cody off, hits a nerve, and now we're seeing Cody, this different side of Cody that we've never seen. Bullshit, we've seen it 4 or 5 different fucking times at this point in this feud alone. So, it would have been better if you would have just done a Hell in a Cell match at this point, or a cage match or something to.
Actually, yeah, Hell in a Cell would have just been
better.
better. Just regular Hell in a Cell.
Yeah,
They didn't have one last year.
Yeah.
First
I
year
guess-
ever, I think.
yeah.
Crazy.
So I'm like-
that's a good point.
Why are we doing this?
The thing that pisses me off is that Drew McIntyre didn't want a regular match with Cody Rhodes because it was deemed unfair.
Yeah.
He puts a regular match stipulation a part of 3 stages of hell. Make it make sense to me. It doesn't. Ian, I'm pissed because Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre separately are amazing superstars. They are mega main eventers, but I don't care.
It's the cycles, and Brett, you're saying it perfectly every single time. It's like we're seeing the same thing every single week.
It's like a fucking Ferris wheel with this feud.
I mean, there's a lot on the product it's the same every single week. Whether it's booking, whether it's storyline, yada yada yada. Long conversation, but I agree. I love Drew McIntyre. I was vouching for his push, but if you're pushing him to do the same thing every single week, and okay, cool.
Yeah, but I mean, SmackDown was the better show of the two that we are going to talk about tonight. SmackDown was a really strong show. The thing with Monday Night Raw is, and this is obviously the 1-year Netflix anniversary, Stranger Things, everything's upside down, kinda, as I put in air quotes, because they really didn't lean into much of the Stranger Things after the intro. But the problem is, a lot of people are deeming Monday Night Raw a bad show. Raw wasn't a bad show. You just bought into expectations and hype. And I'm not sitting here defending Triple H, because it is getting tiresome hearing him saying, like, it's going to be a new era. It goes back to the Tony Khan days, where he was just, a big announcement was coming. You can't do this all the time, because you are going to set the bar so high to fans to where they are going to think a good Raw, because I'm going to say it, I thought this was a good Raw, not a great Raw, become a bad one all of a sudden. Would you agree with that, Ian? I know you didn't get to watch much of Monday Night Raw, but...
I will say, so I highlight watched Monday Night Raw. I tuned in for the intro, and I'm like, oh, this is interesting.
It was cool.
Yeah, and then...
That was it.
That was it. So
we couldn't even get Vecna to come up in the main event.
So I just want to point out, I don't think it was a good show by any means. Mediocre, maybe. I would lean towards the bad side of Monday Night Raw.
Okay.
The highlights were 8 minutes long, and some of those highlights were like, it was a match finished. So there wasn't a whole lot to take away from it. I think Kine saying there with Jericho, just yes, that was a rumor. And you also had the GM of Monday Night Raw say,
break the walls.
Somebody's going to break the walls down. What are we doing?
Yeah.
You cannot be doing that on social media. I'm sorry. Like,
they're intentionally fucking with people.
Yeah.
It's dumb. That's the angle.
I kind of like it.
We're going to feed into social media rumors. We're going to feed into the nonsense that people are putting online, and we're going to piss you off like that because when you know why, because
creates
fucking
content.
It's content. It's going to bring people in for views, clicks, whatever the hell
negativity sells.
They're looking for.
Yeah,
that's
sure.
what they want. That's what they want. And guess what? Ratings were up this episode. You know why? Because people thought they were going to see a return. People thought they were going to see the main characters of fucking Stranger Things for who gives a shit no reason. None of them are probably wrestling fans anyway, so who cares?
Yeah.
Like I that whole thing for me. I've never watched Stranger Things. I never plan to. But like, I don't understand. I guess that's not true. It's corporate. That's what it is. And they were like very similar to WrestlePalooza. All right, what can we do to just throw something out there to make it look like we care?
It's the same stuff.
And they put a World Heavyweight Championship match, and then they've got the women's tag match, and it's like, okay, great. Like, none of the matches moved the needle for me. I side with Ian more on this one. That I didn't really enjoy it. I was bored. I was looking at my phone more often than not.
Well, here's the thing.
So many commercials. Many ads.
Here's the thing too. It's like it is your first Monday Night Raw of the new year. Your first Monday Night Raw of the new year was your first Netflix show. It was good. It was fantastic. For the Netflix show, it was awesome. I understand what you're saying. People are putting really high expectations, but why shouldn't fans be putting such high expectations when it is a partnered show, first show of the year, 2026? You need to get your foot in on the right door. Like, this needs to be a really good show. It has to be. It's not a matter of, okay, it's another Monday Night Raw week. Like, it's got to be awesome.
I agree, but I also want to say this. Just because your favorite doesn't win a match doesn't make a match bad or a show bad. I want to throw that out there as well.
No.
I see that a lot. Just because Braun Breaker didn't win the fucking world title doesn't mean that Raw was a complete show. Thank you.
He's going to be a future world champion. He's just not.
So we're kind of just broad stroking Raw as a whole. So we might as well just talk about that main event because CM Punk retained his title we all expected CM Punk to retain here because I think the larger story at play is Braun Breaker winning the Royal Rumble. I don't know if that's something that you guys would be interested in.
It's hard to put a name on who's going to win the Rumble because there's been no talk about the Rumble.
And we are, 3 weeks away?
Yeah, I honestly didn't realize we were that close to the Rumble until I looked it up before the show.
2 weeks, by the way, 2 or 3 weeks, yeah.
Yep. Yeah,
I was going to say, speaking of the Royal Rumble, the OTM Rumble is coming. The Royal Rumble week, we are going to have 26 other people on this show. Yes, you heard that right. 26 people are going to be joining us. And how it's going to work, everybody's going to come in for 1:30, tell us their winners of the men's and women's Royal Rumble, and we're going to eliminate you from the show. It's as simple as that. You're getting eliminated from the Royal Rumble after you give your picks.
I just want to point out...
We will keep some people around, though.
I'm throwing you over the ropes. That's what I'm going to do.
If it's a really bad pick,
I'll be the judge of
Brett
that.
will just throw you out.
Yeah, you'll get kicked out.
You know, it's going to be really funny. We should make it so that it's like we can't win too. Like we could also get booted, like, you know, the OTM trio. That would actually be really
God,
funny.
and then it just gets to a point where there's no OTM people on their own podcast.
Yeah, I think that'd be funny.
Oh, I wonder what could go wrong there.
Just Deadpool shows up again. Oh, no.
Ian, do you have any additional thoughts from the main event itself?
No, it was good. It was a good match.
was good.
It's just the spot that it filled on a show that nothing was happening. Everybody was like, okay, something has to happen in the main event. Nothing happened in the main event. That's it. It was a good match, just not on the
no
right card.
shocker either on this show, really.
No.
I would say. The new tag champs, Rhea and Io, I think we all expected them to win, but I also think that's the right call. I think there's more that they can get out of them being the champions going into WrestleMania than the Kabuki Warriors.
Yeah, ride the hot hand. Right?
It's the two biggest stars, right?
They're the two biggest stars. They're getting the two biggest pops. Everybody loves them. They're getting the loud reaction. Give it to them.
How can you disagree with this?
Yeah, let them have it, and you know, whatever happens with the next program that they're in, then great. But again, you've got two incredible superstars together that put on great matches, no matter who they're facing. I can't be mad about it. I thought this was probably the best match of the night.
No, that's fair. There's other people that were saying the same thing, and it's not surprising when those four get into the ring. And that's something we've also talked about in recent weeks is that WWE has spent time on the women's tag team division. Like, there is a focus on there. You even saw it on Raw. Charlotte and Alexa basically are saying, hey, we got next. You still got Lash and Nia Jax, Ian. So that's one thing I will give WWE credit is it seems like the women's tag division is a priority right now.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of tough to really say that, though, because you have Rhea and Io, who are two bona fide singles stars, and I still think of them as
they do this all the time.
I know. It's just really weird to say that. But
Give them a break.
Yeah, I know. I do agree. Like, obviously, the Raw women's tag team division is insane. It's rock solid. You have a lot of people that can be the tag team champions. It's just right now is Rhea and Io's time.
Yeah, and we're on the road to WrestleMania, so who better to hold those titles going into WrestleMania than two of your marquee women's talent? You know, it just makes sense because you have Liv Morgan, who's probably going to be in the main event scene. Yep. So you don't need those two women involved in the main event scene this year. You still have Charlotte Flair, who could get involved. Tiffany Stratton, Jade Cargill's got the title. So I think there's other names that will be in the world title match, and that's probably why Rhea and Io won tag gold going into this year's WrestleMania. But a thing that pissed me off, guys, and you have one of the biggest prospects in wrestling in Javon Evans, and you announce his signing during a commercial break. This kid is 21 years old, doing things that we have never seen before, Ian. One of the biggest signings probably in the past 5 years to the main roster. Let's do it during a commercial break. How does that sound?
Yeah, as a guy that is not on Twitter that much, I did not find out until like the next morning that Javon Evans actually showed up on Raw, which
ridiculous.
Like I'm it's not like I'm a casual fan. I pay attention to a lot of wrestling. It's
you
just
know more than most.
That's insane. How do you do that? Javon Evans is one of those guys that is the prototypical generational talent.
There should be a graphic and everything rolled out for him.
Yeah, it's like the way they did it too was like, oh, he's signing a contract on the stage. Like, I mean, I genuinely think that was the right thing to do. Or it's like it is kind of like signing a minor league contract where you look back on like a Chris Bryant contract signing when they were sitting at a little plastic table and they're like, oh yeah, sign your contract. It looks super cheesy, but that's how it is with the young talent. I didn't hate that segment at all. It's just the fact that I didn't watch it and couldn't watch it till the next day.
I didn't find out until I looked at my feed, Brett, because obviously I don't pay for the fucking commercial-less Netflix.
Neither do I. Which is why I complained about it earlier.
I don't know about that, Tino. That might be a little quick.
I could not get over the fact that the Padfolio, which was the folder that they have, it had the old Raw logo on it.
Oh,
and
it did?
It pissed me off beyond belief because I'm like, you
that.
are a $1 billion company that's approaching trillion as in T, and you're gonna have mishaps like this with an old look. Like, it pisses me off because it's like brand recognition. You've got a brand new logo that's slick. It's better than the last one, and you got the old one sitting. It showed that you didn't give a shit. You threw something together.
I was gonna say,
hey, we got to do something
to
say that we're signing into a contract. It's not.
Roll out the red carpet.
Why? Yeah, well, you don't even have to do that. Just give the kid a stage. Like, if you're gonna sign him,
they did. It was the entranceway.
Go live.
Yeah,
just press the red button.
Just put him in the fucking ring. Like,
that's honestly what it seemed like, Brett.
Let his in-ring performance and his abilities do the talking. Yes. Like, and what they've done in previous years, or even back in the day, was they used to have like contract matches, right? It's like, well, this guy's an up and comer, and this guy, they're fighting for a contract for Monday Night Raw. Do fucking something like that. Make it again, even if it's obvious or clear as day. At least you're putting it on display on a platform like Netflix, Raw, and you can build on the character.
Well, that's another thing too, Brett. This is the first.
Like
this is the first Raw of the year. You got everybody tuning in. Get as many eyeballs as possible on your new talent. They didn't do that. They missed. We're not sitting here saying Javon Evans is dead in the water, people. We're just saying he will be fine. Javon's going to be electric on Monday Night Raw. That's what we've been saying. That's what WWE needs.
Yeah.
I can't relate to him because he's 21 years old. He speaks differently than I do because he knows the kids' lingo. He can relate to that generation. That's why he's going to work.
Yeah, it's going to bring in a new, not necessarily new, but I think it's going to kind of revitalize a little bit more of that 21 to 25-year-old range potentially.
Are we talking demographics?
Yeah.
Well, hey, I looked at our statistics from last year on YouTube. 99% of our viewers are men, but 52% of our viewers are overseas. So we actually are more of an overseas show, thanks to Kind, probably.
We're international.
So shout out to Kind for that.
Gee, I wonder who's inflating those fucking numbers.
Yeah. The guy that inflated the vote a couple of years ago during the OTMs, but he won it clean this year. He did. Oh, yeah, they do love him, and he wears the 6'7" on his T-shirt, so.
Doesn't even make sense.
It doesn't. But you know what makes sense is Becky Lynch regaining her Intercontinental title because she is the greatest Intercontinental champion of all time. It's not just her saying it. Sports Illustrated is saying it. ESPN says it. Bleacher Report says it. But all seriousness, I think this was probably the right call. Knowing that Maxine Dupree just got married, she's probably going on her honeymoon. She's going to enjoy being married, and Becky Lynch can be your Intercontinental champion going into WrestleMania. Ian, what were your thoughts here? Because the match itself was not good. Let's just be real. It wasn't good.
It was not good. And the only thing I didn't like about it was the finish to the match. You had Becky lose the title to a roll-up, and now she's going to win the title back to a roll-up.
She learned her lesson.
It's just
the veteran learned how to wrestle finally.
What made it worse is Maxine didn't even try to kick out.
Yeah, it's
that's
not
Maxine's still a work in progress.
I know she, which
been like that for a while.
Yeah.
Well, she has gotten better. Like, I think she deserved this moment, but it was a moment. She didn't need a long reign. I'm glad that it off her now.
No, Becky deserved to take the belt off of her regardless, but it was just one of those things where you kind of with the build up and the promos that they had prior to it, I was expecting a lot more from the match.
Oh, I agree. Especially with like the new dungeon that Maxine's going to, you would think she would showcase more of that.
But instead, I got fed a plate of garbage and was like bone apple tea, and I was like, no, I don't want this. But yeah, I mean it makes sense for Becky to win it back. I'm in love with this character that Becky's doing because of the portrayal of who she's mocking. So I'm ready to see kind of how that evolves and how that continues to.
Oh, it's gonna be good.
grow.
You know what it's leading to.
So
You know what this is leading. This is leading to AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch at
no,
WrestleMania.
100%. Yeah, no, 100%.
And I don't think AJ needs to win that title. I think Becky should retain. No. I just think it's a great WrestleMania match. I think you got to have AJ Lee on that card.
The build up and the promos and
they'd be great.
Everything for that will be great. And
the mixed tag at WrestlePalooza was one of the better things, if not the best thing.
That was probably the only good thing that happened.
They should have ran that at WrestleMania instead.
Yeah.
But I guess Punk's the world champion, so he's got a lot of things going on. But it looks like 2/3 of OTM here would agree with the majority of the IWC in saying that Raw was definitely underwhelming.
And I just want to say, just closing remarks for Monday Night Raw and just any wrestling product in general. If you don't like it, don't watch it, because the numbers are going to reflect and they're going to change for you. There you go.
Ding, ding, ding. Your circle gets the square, as Bully Ray would say.
Let me ask one question. Was this just any other episode of Raw and everybody's overreacting because they thought it was supposed to be something special?
Okay.
Correct.
This is nope.
Because
Okay, no,
ahead.
that's
No,
what I was
that's why
saying.
I'm asking.
That's what I was saying. This is the first Monday Night Raw of the new year.
Yeah.
It is also partnered with Stranger Things, who just released their season finale. This should be a massive show. That I completely understand that from the aspect of, like, the wrestling fans being like, this was not a good show. This was awful. What are we doing? Don't watch. Do what I did. I didn't watch. I watched YouTube highlights, 8 minutes of highlights about 30 minutes ago. And, well, it was an hour and a half ago. But I did that instead of watching Monday Night Raw. If more people did that, you could sway it. You could start saying, "Hey, we're not going to watch it if this is what you're going to put out every week." That's what
but
I'm saying.
don't worry. Next week there's a new era on Monday Night Raw.
oh boy,
I cannot wait for the new era, boys. Quick 3-minute recap of Dynamite. I'm trying to remember what happened.
I could look it up. I
Bro.
honestly forgot. You had John Moxley
was
and Shelton
watching-
Benjamin opening the match for the international title.
Yeah, I didn't care for that match that much. I did watch it because it was the Hoosiers were on during Dynamite, so I kind of half-assed it.
Yeah, that's gonna sway your.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I saw. If you jog my memory some more.
Jake something.
Yeah, Jake something going to AEW is
Holy shit, that
is
was awesome.
something, pun intended. He's now going as Jake Doyle, right?
Yes.
So we're going to get to see him, Bandito, Lance Archer. Yeah, 3 AEW stars at Warrior.
And we also had Andrade return.
Yeah, that was something.
That happened.
I was going to say, the Andrade stuff I'm getting tired of, man.
I agrray. Bandito versus Sammy Guevara. Fantastic match.
That was
I thought
good.
That was a really good
That
one.
was good, yep.
Tony Storm versus Marina Shafir.
That was okay. Yeah, that was okay.
I really like what they're doing with Marina Shafir.
Agreed.
And then your main event was Hangman and Swerve versus Powerhouse Hobbs and Shibata.
Yeah, I'm not a big.
It's all right.
Yeah, I wasn't big on this show. Now that I remember it, yeah, I did watch it. I watched the second hour on full screen, so I'll give you that. But I mean, not all Dynamites are going to be absolute bangers. We say that all the time. Jake something was advertised for TNA AMC premiere.
Yeah, I did.
Not
see that.
anymore.
So I saw somebody tweet out saying, "So that was a fucking lie."
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, that match was good. Yeah, the Young Bucks match was good on Dynamite, but we got to wrap things up here. It's episode 275. You see it behind us. The MVM title. We explained it on X before the show of what it represents. We were hoping to see some other challenger step up to the 2-time reigning MVM of the year, but this is pretty simple, people. And before I announce him, because he already knows he won, I want to call out to the audio listeners. Come join us live one time while we're doing this, because we want to see more people engaged like Kine is, like Tino is, because we say by the marks, for a reason. This show doesn't go on without the interaction from you guys. It's always going to be that way, unless we make it big and then there's comments trickling in every 5 seconds then.
Or I'll add on to that. We had somebody join last week that I personally booted because he was just full of hatred and tribalism.
I remember that.
We're not doing that. So we are completely against tribalism. I know there was a lot of hatred towards WWE thrown this show, but we were just talking. We were just
Kind, you might be scaring them away.
I don't know if there was hatred, but
it got pretty ugly online.
Well, I'm saying from us.
Oh,
from
no.
Oh, no. We were going to
from-
analyze things from
the internet's the internet. There's hate. That's the foundation of where our world is built on is hate. So
what Ian said is
what it's
true.
gonna be.
Huh?
What did I do?
What?
I totally blanked on what you said.
I don't know what I said.
I'm not going to lie what you said. I'm not going to lie. I totally blanked there. That's what happens when you get to the hour mark in this show. OTM is honesty, no tribalism, personal views, and honest opinions. There's your mission statement right there for the podcast. And still, MVM of the On the Mark Wrestling Podcast. You're not getting a big intro for this. Kind congratulations.
He'll be back probably to win it next week. So, audio listeners, come tune in. Just don't spread hatred, and we'll get along fine.
Yeah, and then you can get an applause intense sound effect like that if you come and get the MVM. So look at that. Cool thing. Give the MVM the hat. No, Brett's on the show. He can't win.
No, I unfortunately, yeah.
Brett probably.
You probably wouldn't have won MVM of the year if I was on the show. Like, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
It's true.
Because I came in hot this year.
Yeah, that's true. Brett
I really came in hot and had insight and every episode.
Well, maybe that's the path of Kind. Maybe he'll be the co-host of OTM one day.
He could be. We might
see how that goes.
If we're off and doing big things, you know.
I have an idea. All right, I'm going to pitch this one really quick. We have OTM UK. Kind launches it. He starts
Robbie's
it.
his co-host.
That's 3% of our audience right there.
Wow. And Miami just scored a touchdown, too, in the background.
That was a good throw.
I'm going to poo-poo that idea, though. I mean, it was fun, but...
that seems like it could be something down the road.
Yeah.
But
they got their own radio show. They're fine. They got their own radio show,
but
guys.
different time zones, different markets.
Yeah, it worked for WWE until they got rid of NXT UK.
Until they canceled it.
Hey, but shout out to the Great Brown Hope. He brought up the fact that he's working on a blog. There is a lot of blogs, a lot of new blogs at the Main Event Wrestling Network. So if you follow us on all the socials at mainevent_net, you could check out Paperclip Mike's brand new blog. Dark Star Shady has a new blog out. All good stuff going on at the Main Event. Of course, this podcast is a part of the Main Event Wrestling Network. We are a part of Main Event Mixers, all that good stuff. And you can follow us at Pod on the Mark on all socials to keep up with our show. On the Mark Wrestling Podcast.com is where the merch is. You can go support the show. That's the way to do so. We got hoodies, we got t-shirts, we got long sleeves, we got hats, we got beanies, we got coffee mugs. You name it. We got it at the On the Mark Wrestling Podcast.com. Brett, any final remarks before we sign off for episode 275?
Everybody love everybody. That's all I gotta say. Be nice to one another. Don't hate for no reason. Don't rage bait online because you never know who's on the other side of it. Just enjoy what you enjoy and don't let other people ruin it for you. That's what I gotta say.
Clip that.
And on that note, Bear down. Fuck the Packers.
Go Pack, go and go Hoosiers. Hey, wait, go Hoosiers.
Yeah, go Hoosiers. Go Hoosiers.
Come on, Brett, say it. Say it, Brett.
I can't. What? The Wolverine.
I wore Michigan gear for you one time. You could say go Hoosiers.
I did. You did. Well, that was because we went to a tournament game. You were in IU. Wasn't in the tournament.
Go Hoosiers. Come on.
I can't do it.
Oh my God, this guy's a fraud.
I can't do it.
Just
I will
root
for him, but I can't do it.
Just for that, he is not on the podcast next week. He's being exiled. He's not even going to get an invite.
Wow.
There you go. Hey, it was a fun time hanging out with you guys. We'll be back next week. Thank you all for listening to the On the Mark Wrestling Podcast.